What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Daniel here again. So I came back home because I couldn't focus. I had a massive headache, right? So I went to school, got in class, played a few chess games for like 30 minutes, and then when it was time to start actually doing mathematics, my brain was just too heavy for me to sit down and actually study. So I decided to come back home, and I still have a little bit of a migraine, so I feel like I won't be able to solve problems, so I'm just gonna use this time to just code, right? And Jackscript, I haven't done much so far. I mean, literally, this is what I've done. Well, I've learned the last time I learned about implements, and I also learned about the differences between implements and extends, and I also learned about you could basically do the same in C++. However, it's just what an LLM gave me an example on how to write my own set class. So instead of implementing another class or extending another class, rather just rebuild your own set class. So probably that's what I'm going to do. So, but for now, I want to see if I can manipulate these functions, and instead of having, as you can see here, this method add inside of this class, what it does is it takes a value and it returns or it returns a set. Well, because it returns this, which is this class, which is a set, right? I want it to still be the same. However, I want it to take in additional arguments if it can. So I wanted to take as many arguments as we can. So I'm just going to convert this to a REST operator, and I'm going to give this, make it an array, and then we'll just loop through that array and insert the elements inside of our internal set. So, and then we're just going to see if we can play around and configure some of these methods, and then after that we'll continue on with our relation methods, and I have a lot of them down here, and we'll just copy some, change some of them, try and make them more efficient, and then I'm gonna write some unit tests as well. So yeah, so let's get started. I'm gonna play music and just log in. Okay, I think I have like an hour 30 minutes before I have to leave, and when I leave I have to go somewhere, and then I'm gonna have to come back, and then after when I come back I don't know what I'm gonna be busy with, and then after that hopefully I have time to continue on doing work. So, and my flu is getting better and better, so I'm feeling more confident as the days go by. Hopefully by tomorrow I'll have all my energy back, because I really need to focus on my academics, right? So yeah, I hope this was recording. Yes, it was. Okay, it is recording. All right. Where's my? Uh, uh, Jackscript cdist node test2.js. All right. What am I gonna do now? I wanna write unit tests. I wanna learn how to write a unit test, right? Mocha. Jest. I think I'll use Jest, okay. Looks like it's the popular one, so let's do that.
Companies of all sizes use BigQuery to uncover new insights from their data, like cost savings, operational efficiencies, and new ways to grow. Companies of all sizes use
very basics of how to get started with testing in JavaScript using Jest. Welcome back to Web Dev Simplified. My name is Kyle, and my job is to simplify the web for you so you can start building your dream projects quicker and better. And if that sounds interesting, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more videos just like this one. And to get started in this video, I have something a little bit different than usual. I have a few files already created, and these are very simple JavaScript files. All we do is define a very simple function, and then export that function for us. In our case, we have a function that adds two numbers, we have a function that subtracts two numbers, and we have a function that duplicates an array. And if you aren't familiar with this spread operator syntax, I have an entire video that covers it, links in the cards and the description down below if you're interested. But essentially, all this is doing is duplicating the array and creating a brand new array from the current array that we're given. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, we're going to be talking about testing and how to test in JavaScript. And the easiest way to do that, in my opinion, is to use a library called Jest, which is an incredibly popular and well-built testing library inside of JavaScript. So in order to start this, all we need to do is run npm init #-y to it. That way it'll initialize all the default values, and this gives us our starting point, package.json. Next, we need to install, so we're going to npm --save dev. We want to install Jest. This is going to be our testing library, and the reason we're saving it as a development dependency is because we've only used this testing library in development to make sure everything runs. Now that that is done downloading, we can come in here where we have our test script, and we can just change this by typing in Jest. And essentially now when we run npm test, it's going to actually run Jest and run all of our tests. But of course right now we don't have any tests, so this is just going to fail. So to get started creating your very first test, all you need to do is create a new file, give it the exact same name as the file you want to test. In our case, we test sum, and then you just say .test, and then .js. So essentially you just take the same file name, add .test to the end of it, and make sure the .js stays at the very end. Now inside of this file, all we need to do is import our sum function, because as you remember here, we're exporting a function called sum. So we're going to import that function by just saying in here we want to require /sum. This is going to import this sum function, and then we can actually write a test for this. So what we want to
Okay, so let me just do that real quick. Well, let me rename this to sum.ts, and then this I'm gonna rename to test.ts, right? And then I'm gonna create another file called sum.test.ts. Okay, let me rename that. .ts. Ah, interesting. So let me const sum add let's create this a number, b number, and then return a plus b, and then this is a number, right? And then we're gonna module.exports add, right? What do I do? Like this? Add, or do I have to have an equals module? Let me just go here real quick. Export. Okay, so it's ES6, right? Export the object add, but we want to make it default. Right? Okay, export default add. There we go. So now what I'm gonna do, let me see. So we have this. Now wait. Oh, this is test. Sum, that's sum, and then we're gonna write our test here. So let's see. So we're gonna require it. So it's const sum add equals require. No, we're gonna import it. Import import add from some. Yes.
Test to make sure our sum function works. So essentially, we want to test that when we give it two parameters, for example, 1 plus 2, we want to test to make sure that that is equal to 3. And in order to write a test with Jest, we use this function called test. And the very first parameter to this test function is just a string of what the test is doing. So in our case, we can just say that it properly adds two numbers. You just write what you want to test inside of that string, because this will actually show up inside of the console when we run this test. The second thing is going to be a function, and this function is what gets called to run the test. So we have a test which is going to properly add two numbers, and then it calls this function. And inside this function, we need to make sure that our expected result happens. And in order to do that, normally in JavaScript, you may do it like an if. You could say if sum of.
Oh, it doesn't include. And just. Oh.
One and two is equal to 3. Then you want to run some code inside of here. Otherwise, if it doesn't work, you want to throw some kind of error maybe. And that would be how you would do this with normal JavaScript, but this is kind of bulky and hard to use. So with Jest, they actually have functions built in that allow you to do this testing. And those test functions are called expect. Just like that. So what we're saying is we expect something to equal something else. So we are expecting sum of 1 and 2, and we want this to be. So we could just say 2b, and we pass in 3. Now if we save that and run this, you should see that our tests are going to run and they're going to pass. As you can see, it's running this test right now, and you can see it's ran all of our tests and they're passed. Let's just expand this up so we can see it easier. And you can see that it ran properly as two numbers in 2 milliseconds, and it passed, and it says everything's working fine, and it took about 2 seconds to run everything. Let's bring that back down. And I'm going to go into the syntax a little bit more because this looks really confusing, I guarantee. So let's break this out so it's a little bit easier to read and know exactly what's going on. The first section we have is expect. And expect takes anything that we want, and we're saying we expect whatever is inside of the section to do something related to the other section. And there's a lot of functions we can use, for example, to be, to equal, not to be null, to be undefined, and so on. There's quite a lot of different matches that you can use in this case. But for our simple example, all we're doing is checking that 1 plus 2 is the same as 3, and in our case that passed and ran correctly. Now let's go over to our clone array function here, and what we want to do is we want to test to make sure our array is the same. We just want to make sure that we create a simple example. All we're doing is checking So to get started creating your very first test, all you need to do is create a new file. Now if we save that and run this, you should see that our tests are going to run and they're going to pass. As you can see, it's running this test right now, and you can see it's ran all of our tests and they're passed. Let's just expand this up so we can see it easier. And you can see that it ran properly as two numbers in 2 milliseconds, and it passed, and it says everything's working fine, and it took about 2 seconds to run everything. Let's bring that back down. And I'm going to go into this syntax a little bit more because this looks really confusing, I guarantee. So let's break this out so it's a little bit easier to read and know exactly what's going on. The first section we have is expect. And expect takes anything that we want, and we're saying we expect whatever is inside of this section to do something related to the other section. And there's a lot of functions we can use, for example, to be,
Alright, so I realized why that didn't work, and by that I mean at first I was using to be here. I was using to be, so I was trying to basically what I'm doing is I create a set here, right? I instantiate a set, and then I instantiate a different set, right? That it just has the value 4 included as in comparison to this one, and then if when I run the case test set dot add, which is this first set dot add this value, obviously it should equate to this set, right? So now if I use to be, it'll not accept it because to be checks the instance of that class. So, and I just learned that right here. It needs to be the exact same instance in memory, but because I created a different class, I meant to say class, right? Sorry, yeah, I instantiated a different class. Obviously it's not the same instance in memory, and that's why it returns negative. But then if I use to strict equal, then, well, that's not a requirement. Same instance in memory is not a requirement, and that's why I need to use that. However, I'm sure if I could like maybe get rid of this one, and I could write this a different way. For example, I could just use test set, and I could just use the add method. Well, actually, I'm confused. That's confusing, but yeah, you get what I mean. This way works, and now I know the difference between to be and to strict equal. All right, let's just continue writing more tests. I need coffee. I mean, I didn't finish my cup of coffee. Back. Yeah, I don't think that. I don't think that that's right. What you need to do is write as many functions as you can. Just sit down for like 3 hours and just you have a pencil in hand, maybe play some defaults, whatever parts you know, and just go through each and every single tick off. Just play defaults, just relax, take it as relaxing. Yeah. Alright, so that works. Okay, dot add, but I want to use a rest operator here, right? So I think I do something like this. Then I use a rest operator, and then I need a loop, right? So for each is it not this, but value dot for each value, which is type t. I'm gonna, what am I doing here? I'm looping through each and I need to add them, so I'm gonna say this dot internal set dot add, and then pass in the value, and I think that's gonna work. And then return this, right? Do we? case, let's just run the test and see what happens. Oh yeah, it passed. What's this? Pass. So pass functions test.js, or whatever this is, and then pass functions of tested. Do we still have some? Oh, we still have some. Okay, so I need to delete this sum. What I do is just I'm gonna delete everything and I'll rerun everything again. So I'm just trying to get rid of all that mess because TypeScript generates a lot of files, and I still had legacy files from the sum function that I created to add. Yeah, so everything works. All right, let's get it. So this works. So now I can actually do this dot add. Let me run a different test. In this case, so can I write it and then okay, I don't know if I can. I think I can do this, right? Okay, let's see. All right, dot it. Okay, what am I doing? Add a value to the set, but add multiple values at once. And we're gonna create another set here, and what is this? Comma expected. What do you mean? Oh, like this. I think I made a mistake. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yes. Test set and the result set. So let's try and add. So what method am I calling here? Okay, this one. Oopsie. What the hell? Test set dot add. We're gonna add 4, 5, 6, and we want this to be 4, 5, and 6. Let's just say, hey, in fact, you know what? It's supposed to be 7 over there. Okay, let's try and see if it'll fail. Okay, so we have 2 fail. Wait, there's a lot going on here. I need to learn how to read errors. Fail. Jackscript class add method. Add a value to the set, but add multiple values at once. Expected receive deep equality. Expected negative -1 or whatever. Line this to strict equal. It shows you exactly where the error is. And I don't know why it does it again. So it says 2 failed, 2 passed. 2 failed, 2 passed. 2 failed, 2 failed, 2 total. 2 failed, 2 passed. Okay. So okay, it shows me where the problem was. So let me get rid of that and run it. I did that just so that I can see how it spits out errors when a test case is not matched. And now everything is passed. 4 passed, 4 total. I ran all test suits. Exactly. Okay, that's good. Alright, so I wrote another test case. So I need to write test cases for all of these. Goodness me. And I need to write test cases for all of these as well. So this test file will be rather large, unless I just split it into 2 or 3. So okay, so clear this interval set.clear, that deletes everything, I believe. Delete boolean. I want to make this a rest operator as well. Takes an array, and then we're going to have a loop. So for each, yes, so for each, not this, but value dot for each, what is this? Is it value of type t? For each value, we need to do this, and we're gonna return value. Well, are we returning this? This is our internal set, yes, so we're returning this. Wait, it's a boolean? Let me go to TypeScript delete method. TypeScript set delete method. Delete method removes the specified elements from a set object. If the element is found and successfully removed, it returns true. Okay. Return true. Oh no. Yes, return true. Let me just hold on a little bit. Just want to see how this was. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, now I see. Not exists. Like that. So what this function is going to do is that it's going to loop through all the values in this array, and as soon as it finds at least one, this is going to be set to true. And if it's set to true, then obviously it's going to return true. Otherwise, if it never finds anything, wait. Exists equals this dot. So exists will either be true or false because from this, because delete this method returns true or false. So let me think. So yes, because according to this definition, the delete method removes the specific elements from the set object. If the element is found and successfully removed, it returns true. Otherwise, it returns false. So I think the only way to do this is to actually test it. Let me just clear this. yarn run dev, and I didn't write a test for it. I don't run a test, so I don't write a test. What am I testing? Yeah, so let me just remove these console logs because they really are annoying. This as well. Okay, so let's try that again. Jackscript class base methods. Base implements methods. Yeah, and then I'm gonna have another one that will be for the property, the relations and the properties of relations, like the extended functions. For instance, here, this is my additional method that I create that didn't exist, right? So right now I'm still manipulating the base, or sorry, the base set functions, methods, etc. So yeah, I'm just gonna do everything in this one, describe, and then I'll have another one. So I'm just gonna copy this because I want to test out the delete, removes all element, removes values from the set, okay, no. Okay, so we have our test set here, right? And get rid of that. Well, okay, we need to have another set. So let's just say we wanna. Okay, so let's just say it's 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm not sure if this is a proper way of doing. I'm sure I need to have multiple like this is for the add. I'm sure I need to have multiples of these, to rigorously test things, I think. But hey, I'll just add more tests as I go further along. So okay, so we have this instance created, and then let's just say we're gonna want to remove 2, 4, and 6, right? So let's just say 2, 4, and 6. That's what we want to remove. We'll be left with 1, 3, 5. Yeah, 1, 3, 5. 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. We'll be left with 1, 3, 5. Test set dot, is it delete? Delete, and yes, delete strict equal to the result. Yes. Wait, the expect should be true. Right? Now we're dealing with a boolean, and I think this is how it's supposed to be. Let me check the time. I think I have like 30 minutes. 6 past 6 total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that has passed. So let me try and run another thing. How do I then say, hey, okay, this is pointless? Ooh, we have an error. Okay, wait a minute. What did I do? Am I crazy? True false. This is supposed to be true, so I made a mistake here. This needs to get done away with, and then let's just say we want to delete 33. It should be false. Yes. 2 fail 6. Okay. All right, there we go. All our passes pass. So okay. Okay, so it's basically this one. Okay. There we go. Let me just indent using tabs. Alright. Let's continue on. We did this one. For each. Unit testing is such a painful experience so far. It's not painful, it's tedious. So we have a for each, of which I'm not gonna play around with. I'm not gonna play around with that. Dot has. I'm gonna leave has to take one element, and then I'm gonna add another one. Has. Am I gonna add another one? I'm thinking I'm just gonna leave it as is. Dot has. I'm gonna leave it as is. I'm confused. Am I supposed to read like in unit testing, and I'm writing a unit test for a class like this that I'm implementing, and I have all the methods there? Do I have to write all the tests? Let me just do this. I'm gonna serve it here. If I have a class that I am implementing in TypeScript, do I have to delete? No, do I have to write unit tests for all the methods? Since I am forced to declare the methods in the actual file, do or should I write the tests for every function here? Which is good practice? Practice. Goodness me. Writing unit tests for classes and methods in TypeScript is generally good practice, but the extent of tests can vary depending on your project needs and complexity. Here's some guidance on approaching this. Test coverage. You don't necessarily need to write unit tests for every single method. Focus on testing the public API of your class, especially methods that contain complex logic or are critical to your application's functionality. Location tests. It's generally recommended to keep your tests separate from your implementation code. A common practice is to have a parallel directory structure for tests. Okay, good practice. Test the public interface of your class. Focus on behavior rather than implementation details. Test edge cases and error conditions. Aim for high code coverage. SRC my class.ts tests. Oh, nice. Okay. So I can just have one instance created. Okay, so I guess that's a way of cleaning up my code, because what I'm doing here is I'm just instantiating the class over and over again in my tests. This is the same as this is the same as this, and they're all the same. So I think I'll just have this cut and placed over here. Wait, what is before each? What is before each in Jest? Is it in Jest? I always find Jest enzyme test cases starting with a before each global that resembles like the following. Good. The function inside the before each global runs before each test inside the test block describe block. In this case, it shallow renders the component and assigns the wrapper before running each test. I'm not quite sure why we do this in the first place. Are we not deliberately slowing down the test runtime? Isn't it okay to render it once you assign it to the wrapper? Blah 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 blah. If you have code that's common across multiple tests, you can use before each to do some setup before each test runs in order to avoid repetition. In this case, if you have multiple tests that shallow mount component, you can move the shallow blah 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 blah. This is like React stuff, but okay, so that's basically 1 2 3 4 5 6. Let's add 1 2 3 4. Okay, so if we add 4 to this, then the result should be test case, test set. Yes, so if I add 4 to this set, then the result should just be the set, because the set doesn't take duplicates. And then similarly here, so we have this set 1 2 3 4, okay, to 6. Let's just say we're adding 7 8 and 9, 7 8 and 9. Then our resulting set would be 6 7 8 9, and this can disappear. Similarly here, if we have this and we're deleting, let's just say we have 2 6 and we're deleting 1 2 3, we'll be left with 4 5 6, like that. move out of the way. 4, 5, 6. Yeah. And similarly, what's the time? 1:44 p.m. I need to keep a close look at the time because there's somewhere I need to be, guys. Okay. Alright, so remove values from the set. Okay, we did this one. If we remove 1, 2, 3, which is test set. To be, let me think. Must return true if we expect this delete 1, 2, 3. That must return true. This is pointless. Test set removes values from the set. Delete 33 must return false. This is pointless. And there we go. Just like that, we've simplified our test. And get rid of you and you as well. Okay, so we were still busy with before each this. So what I do here is I say before each and instance equals new. There we go. What's wrong? Instance wait a minute. Interesting. This is so interesting. I'm confused. Let's let's put you here, and then we have test set there. No, this is not correct. It's not correct. I'm confused. Very confusing. Alright. So we put you there, and then I'm gonna have let test set be Jackscript set t. No. It does require one type. No. My class is generic. Oh, okay. Wait. That's exactly what I did here. Oh, okay. Now I see. Like that, right? There we go. Yeah, no, that's correct. Okay, so this is our test set. Why is it grayed out though? But its value is never read. Oh, there we go. Because I was creating a new one. Alright, so now we can move on. This is tedious, man. This is tedious of a job, okay? Tedious. Goodness me. I didn't know it was this tedious, so I'm gonna leave the for each. The has. I'll just write a test case for this. I think I'll need to write test cases for almost everything. Dot has dot. What is this? Get. What does get mean? Is it supposed to be like this? No. What does this mean? Did I make a mistake? Let me go over here. I want to see something. No. What is... No, man. What happened? Oh, this keyword indicates that the property or method is an accessor. In this case, it defines a getter for the size property. So does that just mean that it doesn't, it won't allow the programmer to, what is this? Does it mean that the function is immutable? You know, similarly to how we would you know, the inverse of writing mute in Rust, or how do we do it? Const in C++. Is it similar to that? Yeah, accessors and mutator. In essence, get keyword defines the commuted property that provides a read-only access to the internal state of the object. Would you allow no, we don't. I understand now. So we use get for that, right? Interesting. I didn't know that that's a thing. I didn't know that was a thing. Good to know. Get size. So we have has, we have get. So okay, let's start with has. Has a value. It returns true or false if it exists or not. And get returns true or returns number, size. Oh yeah, it returns the size. Yeah, let's just write the test cases for these. Just relating to the has and get returns and size methods. Flippin' hell. Alright, so let's do this real quick. How do we do this? Alright, so I'll just do this and then we'll say I need to copy this code. Alright, so I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna paste you again over here, and then we're gonna say get the size of the set. Goodness me. Alright. Dot has. Let's just say if it has 1 to be is it true? yes, to be true, and then the size of that to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 dot size. I don't pass in anything to be 6 test set dot size. This expression is not callable because it is a get accessor. Weird. Okay. The iteration, I'm going to leave that as is. Okay, I could write. Let me just do this. What is the purpose of writing unit tests? Is it to avoid developers coding on the project from breaking the existing code, or writing unit tests serves multiple important purposes in software development. While preventing developers from breaking existing code is one benefit, it is not the only reason. Here are main purposes of unit testing: verify correctness, ensure that the individual unit of code functions. I'm almost done. I need to leave soon. Okay. As not the only reason, here's the main purpose of unit testing: verifying correctness, ensure that the individual unit of code functions, method, classes work as expected. Catch a bug early in the development process. Regression testing, detect if new changes break existing functionalities. Prevent developer from inadvertently introducing bugs while modifying code. Design improvement, encourage better code design and modularity. Writing testable code often leads to cleanest, more maintainable architectures. Documentation tests serve as executable documentation, showing how code is intended to be used. Really? Newer developers can understand the expected behavior by reading tests. Really? Can you just read this and like understand? Oh yeah, but I guess you could. But I feel like you would first need to try and I feel like you first need to read like the header files, or that's what we call in C++, or like the declaration, and not necessarily the definition, because it gets complicated. Imagine trying to read this and figuring out in your head. But if you have like a little comment there, or like if you just go to the delete, of which is relating to delete, removes values from the set, and you see there's a test case delete 1, 2, 3, comparing it to this one, you could say, oh, okay, this returns false because you're deleting 33 and it doesn't exist in the it doesn't exist in the instantiation of the set. So okay, makes sense. Okay, there's a whole lot of benefits. All right, so I'm just gonna added more unit test, and I'm gonna push the code, and I think that's it, guys. I'm gonna leave. I didn't do much, but I got somewhere, and this is the first step in actually doing something, because yeah, I think if I can sit down for a couple of hours, I could actually get this done. And if I can write all the unit tests and then write all these methods that I have here and some of the other ones, and I could actually I could actually finish this and launch a version 1 of this application today, and maybe even record a freaking tutorial. Hey, so I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Peace.